Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing a special Batman review, and that is of Batman Prodigal. Take a look at that cover. Now, Prodigal takes place right after Batman Nightfall, and it starts off with Bruce Wayne talking to Dick Grayson and Tim Drake. And he's basically saying that he's not ready to be Batman again. He's not ready to pick up the mantle of the Bat. He was forced back into action to take care of Azrael. So he has a lot of personal things he has to do before he can even consider being Batman again. So in doing that, Bruce Wayne leaves and gives the title of Batman to Nightwing. Now this is DC's way of saying I'm sorry to the fans, because a lot of fans got pissed off that Azrael became Batman in Nightfall rather than Nightwing becoming Batman. So here you go, here's Nightwing as Batman. And the graphic novel is basically Nightwing, Dick Grayson as Batman, and of course Tim Drake as Robin going around and saving Gotham. There's no Alfred, very little Harold, and Bruce only shows up in the beginning and the end. So it's just those two, which isn't a bad thing. That's actually a good thing, and I'll get into that later. Now, things started to go pretty smoothly in the beginning of the graphic novel. I mean, they deal with the Killer Croc, the Rat Catcher, the ventriloquist, nothing that Dick can't handle as Batman. It's not until they meet up with Two-Face that things start to get rocky. Now, there's many reasons why Dick Grayson is no longer Robin. Many reasons. But one of the reasons is a big event that happened back in the day with Two-Face. Two-Face managed to capture both Batman and some other person. I forget their name, they're not important. And Dick Grayson as Robin rushes to save them. And he attempts to save the other person first. And they're in a trap. And he fails to realize that, there's always a double agenda, there's always a double theme to Two-Face's method. So there was actually a second trap set up, and the person died. This has haunted Dick Grayson to this very day. So, on one side, he's very eager to take on Two-Face to kind of prove himself and to make amends, but on the flip side, he's also very hesitant and very cautious, because Two-Face, as personal as it is, Two-Face, despite having no powers, he's an incredibly dangerous villain, incredibly dangerous. So anyways, a similar situation is set up where Robin is actually captured with another person, and they're set up in a trap. Dick Grayson flies in as Batman, and he saves them both and takes care of Two-Face, and all happy ending. And that's about the high point in the graphic novel, villain-wise, and that's the halfway point. The rest of the graphic novel deals with, drug dealers and gangbangers, and there's only really one supervillain at the end, which isn't a bad thing, because the rest of the graphic novel deals with Dick Grayson personally. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but during the time of Nightfall, Dick Grayson has been going through a lot of shit. He feels as though he failed the Teen Titans as Nightwing, and his relationship with Starfire has basically finished. And now he has to take up the role of Batman, something he doesn't want to do. And in doing that, he realizes something about the role of Batman. See, back in the day when Dick Grayson was Robin, he was working with Bruce, things were much different. When they saved the day, there was a happy ending. There was some notoriety. As bad as Gotham was, all they had to deal with some mobsters and the Riddler here and there and the Joker, but that's about it. There was a happy ending, notoriety, even a few guests here and there. But now Gotham is a pit. It is a shithole. Psychopaths all over the place. And no matter what you do, no matter how many people you save, there is no happy ending at all. Dick Grayson quickly realizes that no one can physically, emotionally, and psychologically do the job of Batman other than Bruce Wayne. Dick Grayson realizes that unless Bruce Wayne died, he could never permanently take up the role of Batman. It's just only Bruce can do it. So this is a very personal part of the graphic novel for Dick Grayson, because he's really trying to find out who he is. He can't be Robin because he outgrew it. Someone else is Robin. He's failing as Nightwing, or at least he believes he is. And he can never be the Batman Bruce is. So there's a lot of, trying to find out who he is there. Now, the last part of the graphic novel deals with this kind of villain going around with sharp claws and big wings killing people. and Dick Grayson automatically assumes it's Azrael returned. Of course, Tim Drake doesn't jump to conclusions, and it's actually someone else, and that's not important right now. You can read that on your own. But Dick Grayson goes back to the Batcave, and Bruce is there, and then he's ready to take up the mantle of Batman. Now, there's been a lot of tension between Bruce and Dick since Dick left as Robin. A lot of bad emotions, bad blood, bad karma. They have a rocky relationship, and they never actually sat down and talked about it. And in this, they sit down and they actually talk about all their issues, and it really clears up a lot of things. It really, makes things right between the two. And at the end, Bruce Wayne says, I don't know how things happen. I don't know how it got bad between us, but I guess that's what happens in these situations. And Dick says, what kind of situations? Bruce puts his hand on Dick's shoulder and he says, the relationship between father and son. Hallmark moment. It was actually kind of touching, but so their relationship starts to improve. Is it perfect? No, but it's a step in the right direction. It took Bruce Wayne not being Batman, and it took Dick Grayson being Batman to understand each other and to see which each other is coming from. And then Bruce returns as Batman, and Dick Grayson takes up the mantle of Nightwing again, and all's good. Now, onto the good and bad and whether or not you should get it. Well, let's start with the good. This graphic novel is absolutely fantastic. 4 out of 5 stars. It's great. The personal issues Nightwing goes through, redefining who he is as Dick Grayson, take up the mantle of Batman, the relationship that grows between him and Robin. They really have a good relationship, kind of like a brother-buddy relationship, and Batman and Nightwing really mending their relationship. It was great in that, and the action was great, the art was great. It was a great graphic novel. It's really a Dick Grayson graphic novel. Now on to the bad. This is the absolute hardest Batman graphic novel to get your hand on. This is out of print. They're not going to make any more. So you're only going to be able to buy them online, and they're not cheap. Minimum of $50 for them. Minimum. You're not going to, it's very unlikely you're going to find this in a comic store. You're not going to find it in any other stores. And the only place online that I found is Amazon. eBay only has the individual issues, but Amazon at the lowest price is $50. Now, let me tell you something. I'm a huge Batman fan. I am an enormous Batman fan. So, I was okay with buying this graphic novel for the amount it was. But in no way do I ever suggest anyone go out and spend that much for a comic book unless they're absolutely positively sure that they want it. This is a great graphic novel, but is it worth the price? I don't see why DC just doesn't reprint it, but whatever. The thing I'm trying to get at is, I'm a huge Batman fan. I have no regrets in buying it. I'm not buying it to review, and I'm not buying it for any other reason other than the fact that I want it, because I want to read it. It's the holy grail of Batman graphic novels for me. So for me, it's okay. But for you guys that may not have money, or as much money, or for you guys that may not be as big as Batman fans, please. It's up to you. It's your discretion, but really think wisely. It's a great graphic novel, like I said. 4 out of 5 stars, but is it really worth it? For me, yes. For you guys, you have to think about it. With that said, I'm going to end the review here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.